out there. Welcome to my show, The Fresh Sleeve of Bariatrics. My name is Kristen Tinsley, and I am a certified holistic nutritionist who had weight loss surgery just like you. I chose the sleeve gastrectomy. I don't know how to say the word. It's the sleeve. That's what we call it, right? In our community, we call it the sleeve. So whether you had weight loss surgery or you didn't have weight loss surgery, you're thinking about it, whatever it is, this show is for you. It doesn't matter what weight loss surgery you had. We all need nutrition in our body. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about artificial sweeteners. We all have experience with those. And I'm also going to be talking to you about the Simply, not naming any company or particularly calling anybody out for anything, although I might mention a couple of brands that I saw that have tried to jump on the organic bandwagon, labeling their junk food as healthy because it's simply something. So I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to, try to get the negative language out there and get it out of you when it comes to eating these types of foods and these different types of alternatives. And, try to guide you in a way that we don't have to look at the food that we eat as being junk, and we don't have to try to find these alternatives, because eventually is what's going to happen is these healthy, simply organic versions of what we used to eat before we had weight loss surgery will eventually lead us back to that. And then later on, I'm going to do some guided meditation about really knowing what you want when you close your eyes and you take a deep breath and you envision it. So let's get to it. All right. So I spend a lot of time on Facebook, and I do peek around in different groups. Not any particular group, but I did see this one post, and I could really feel the energy behind her post when she was trying so hard to defend the fact that she was eating Cheetos. And they weren't a specific type of, they were a specific type of Cheeto. It was the same cute little tiger Cheeto, whatever he is on the bag. All right, hold up. I have plenty of experience with this, okay? It's a cheetah. We all know who the cheetah is on the junk food bag. We all know who he is, the cool guy. He's really cool. He's really cute. He's on the bag. But this was a Simply Cheetos. I know the ingredients of that is organic corn, probably I don't know if it's organic cheese. I'm sure it's not. Cheese enzymes. I'm sure there's corn syrup in there. All different types of oils and stuff that are extremely unhealthy. The only difference is that these types of snacks come with a higher price tag, but they're labeled to make you think that it's a healthier version because they're using the organic version of the corn that they use to make the Cheetos. The language in her post was, when I feel that I want junk food and when I'm craving something, this is my go-to. This is what I like to have. So I just want to share it with everybody. These are her words, not mine. I just want to share it with everybody that just in case you're thinking about going for junk food, this is a healthy alternative for you. And then she said that, the full calorie amount was probably in about 24 of the little cheese doodle puffs. But because we had smaller stomachs, we could probably only eat about half of that. Yeah, I know that many of us, depending on what stage we are at, are probably capable of eating that whole bag throughout the course of the day. And for someone who doesn't really know, even those types of unhealthy snacks, carrying their full calories and fat and not really having much of an impact as far as how much fiber does it have, how much protein does it have in the snack, that could be a very dangerous thing, because it's corn. So what's going to happen is you're going to chew it. It's basically air. You're going to chew it, and all the salt is going to make you kind of crave more, and the fat from the cheese is going to make you want to eat more. So now we have this little bag of these Simply Cheetos, and we're thinking, okay, this is good for us. But what are we telling our brain, right? We're telling our brain, the brain doesn't care that we're eating organic Cheetos. The brain doesn't care about that. The brain cares about we're eating Cheetos because we have been programmed to eat junk food. We spent most of our time and most of our lives, our obese life, eating junk food. Cheetos is definitely considered to be a junk food, but because it has that label of being organic, it's trying to tell us that this is okay for us, and it's not. If you want to eat Cheetos, go ahead and eat Cheetos. But I want you to start to train your brain to get away from stuff like that. Because when you think of it in this way, real world, this is real world, real talk right here. The organic Cheetos are going to be probably a little over $3 per bag. It's going to have a smaller serving in there. It's going to be a smaller bag. It's not going to be a big giant bag like we're used to buying the Cheetos. Versus a bigger bag for maybe $1.99, $2. You're going to spend more. Of course you're going to spend more because it's organic, of course. But in the long term, if we get used to eating stuff like that, because it's organic, it's supposed to be healthy, so now the brain says I can have Cheetos. But the wallet says I need to save a little bit more money. So I'm just going to go for the cheaper version. So that clever packaged organic marketing by the same snack company that makes the same snacks that we're trying to stay away from has now got you for more money temporarily and is eventually going to lead you back to spending less money and with the same old product that has the dangerous oils and fats and all of that stuff, and it'll just keep you staying on eating junk food. If we're going to change the language in our brains to get us to a healthier place that's going to be permanent, you may want the Cheetos one day, but are you going to continue to eat them? I would suggest that you avoid eating the Cheetos altogether and find yourself a healthy, permanent snack that's going to be your go-to. And I want you to completely eliminate the junk food language out of your brain, because our brain already has stored in there a whole grocery list of junk foods, doesn't it? When I think in terms of junk food, if I had to sit here in terms and think what junk foods are out there, brownies, cookies, cakes, donuts, ice cream is all junk food. And why do we call it junk food? Isn't it a food? Doesn't it have some nutrients in there that may or may not be good for our bodies? It's still a food, but why is it junk? Why does it have that negative label on it? Because when we eat it, we get a negative effect. If we eat too much of these certain foods, the negative effect is gaining weight or leading to other health problems. It's not just about gaining weight. We also have to worry about, heart disease. We have to worry about diabetes. We have to worry about all kinds of different stuff from the chemicals and the oils and the fats that are in these foods that are in our cells and our bodies that are after you have surgery will start breaking down and getting out of your body, and you have to find new types of nutrients to get in there and wash it all out. So if you keep finding healthy, and they know this, don't think that these snack companies don't know this. They know this. And they know, okay, we're going to create a healthier version to keep people addicted that will eventually lead us back to the same old foods that we've always gone to. So the organic, they won't have to have the organic anymore. They'll just have the regular old version of it because they know that either way, they've got you. You have to break that cycle. You have to say, I don't eat Cheetos anymore. I don't eat the healthier version of Doritos anymore. I'm not gonna go for the bag of gluten-free pretzels, because gluten-free doesn't mean anything unless you have celiac disease, which most of you I know out there probably don't. Which brings me to my next circle of attack. Artificial sweeteners. Worst thing in the world. Horrible. I don't know. I realized something. There was this whole campaign a couple years ago with The Biggest Loser, the health coaches that were on The Biggest Loser. And it was about chewing a stick of gum when you were hungry, when you wanted to snack. Raise your hand if you chew a stick of gum and you instantly get hungry. And why are we getting hungry? Because the artificial sweeteners in the gum is what's triggering us to want to eat. It's raising our blood sugar, and it's causing us to want to eat something to bring that blood sugar down. And also the chewing mechanism is making our stomach think, okay, well, you're chewing and chewing and chewing. Where's the food? Are you going to bring, is the food coming down? Is it coming down? So now all of a sudden we're going to get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. The same thing goes when you eat something that has artificial sweeteners in it, or you drink something that has artificial sweeteners in it. And we all know the 2-week liquid diet. Listen, I'm not judging anybody on that 2-week liquid diet because that was brutal. All right, they tell us to get the sugar-free Jell-O, the sugar-free Pops. Talk about a launch into the okay narrative of eating artificial sweeteners. Just jet us right back into it, right? I mean, I was so hungry during that 2-week liquid diet that I ended up eating, like cheating and eating like 1 meal a day because I was literally starving. But when I stopped eating the artificial sweetened Jell-O, the sugar-free Jell-O, and the sugar-free Pops, when I stopped doing that, I was actually able to sustain myself because I was allowed to have a couple hard-boiled eggs and some yogurt. I was actually okay with that after a couple days, and I didn't have that intense hunger that I had from the artificial sweetener. So just keep in mind, please. Again, I don't want to call out any companies, but you're more than welcome to go on my Facebook page where I will blast anybody. But for right now, for all intensive purposes, I really don't want to call out any company, but you know who I'm talking about. Stay away from those sugar-free ice pops. Stay away from the sugar-free Jell-Os. Please stay away from the sugar-free iced teas. I know they taste good. Listen, I love nothing more than a nice ice cold Diet Peach Snapple. I love it, but I get so hungry after eating that stuff that it actually causes me to eat more. And the first thing that I want to go for is junk food. But you also have to remember there's also the trick of the mind. Remember that. The mind wants the same foods that you always ate with that. What do you think about when you drink iced tea? From my personal experience, what I would do is I would sit on the couch and I would eat a giant bag of Doritos with Diet Snapple. So when I go for a Diet Snapple now, my brain automatically wants to go for the Doritos. Not anymore, but that's what it would do. So we need to start changing the narrative in our brain. So that's why alternatives can be very dangerous, because it will always lead us back to where we started. An alternate route will always lead us back to what we had before. You have to find something else that works for you as a snack, that works for you as your new junk food. If you need to change in your brain the word junk, I need to go for something, please help yourself to some chocolate hummus. Help yourself to some cut up vegetables with, a yogurt dip that you put in yourself. Do that. Do that for yourself and say, this is my new junk food. I don't eat this type of dressing all the time. This is what I'm going to go for. If you need to sit there and you need to do that mindless eating and you're on the couch and, you want to go for that light popcorn and you want to, just keep going for that, listen, get a giant tray of vegetables. And I know it's not, I don't care if you have if you want to make your own dip, you can make your own dip however you want to make it. There's plenty of good yogurt-based dips out there that you can use. Even if you wanted to go for the, some make your own cheese dip, however you want to make it. There's plenty of healthy alternatives out there that you can have as opposed to just going back to the same old. So be very, very careful when you're shopping around the snack aisle. Always go to the organic section first, and take a look around and see. I found some high protein, plant-based, which again, if you go on my Facebook group, The Fresh Sleever, or you can look me up. My Facebook page is The Fresh Sleever Bariatrics. I will always have a list of things that I find in the food store that are healthy for you to have to replace Not alternative. The word is not alternative. The word is to replace what we've had before. That I am, as a certified or holistic nutritionist, can absolutely say, this is what is good for you. Okay? So now that we've discussed that, I am more than happy to discuss a little bit more of that. We're going to be going into our guided meditation right now. I want you to be able to find yourself in a comfortable place. I know that everything that I just said to you is a little bit shocking, because when we come together as a group of people and we are around people that have had the same situations that we've had, we try to find justification. And we say, well, this person did this and this person did that, so I think it's okay. And you're always going to try to find a person who's like attracts like. This person was okay after they did this, and that person was okay after they did that. But that's not important. You have to be okay. You have to be okay with the decisions that you make and what you want. What I want right now is for you to be in a comfortable place, no matter where you are. If you're standing up somewhere and you're listening to my voice, or you're sitting down somewhere in your couch, I want you to take a deep breath in right now. Take a deep breath. And let it out. Let your shoulders rise up as you take another deep breath. Release it. It's okay to feel that smile come on your face. It's all right. I want you to close your eyes, all of it. And I want you to think, what do I want? What do I want? What do you see in front of you right now? Even if you're thinking you're in the food store, or you're trying to find something, you want to eat something, you're frustrated about something, what do you want? What is that need that's telling you to eat? Why do you feel the need to go back to your junk food? What's going on in your life right now? What's bothering you right now? Can we take that problem, can we put it in front of us, and we can say, well, what do I want that's going to fix this problem? What tool do I have? You have the greatest tool inside of you. You have your new stomach, and you also have your new way of thinking, your new approach to life. That's one of your tools. Which tool am I going to use? Am I going to use my stomach to fix my problem by filling it up with something? Or am I going to use a tool that I was given? Am I going to go for a walk? Am I going to put together a project? Am I going to go through my clothes and see what fits me and what doesn't fit me? Am I going to make a phone call to an old friend? Or am I going to grab this problem by the horns and I'm going to say, you know what? You're not getting me today. I'm not going to go back to the same way that I did things, because there is no alternative. I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace this way of thinking. I don't need junk food. You don't need junk food to survive. Junk food is a temporary satisfaction, but it damages the overall picture. It's damaging the new palette that you have inside you, the fresh slate that you have. How are you going to keep that slate clean if you go back to eating the junk foods and the harmful chemicals and all the harmful stuff that you were putting in your body? It's not going to fix it. You need to get in your mind, what do I want? And I bet you if you really thought about it as you take another deep breath, and you just feel, hold your breath right here in your heart, and then let it out. I bet you all you need is to take a step back and to close your eyes and take a deep breath and think about, what do you want? Do you need a hug? Do you need a moment? You don't need a cupcake. You don't need those simply organic Cheetos. You don't need that. Maybe you need some carrots. Maybe you need a walk. Maybe you need some water. Maybe you just need to just sit there and close your eyes for a little while. But I want you to focus on that. Start thinking about every day, what do I want? And start writing it down. And go back to that list whenever you think you want some junk food, and you're going to find those answers there. All right. That's the end of my show. I've been your host, Kristen Tinsley, the Fresh Sleeve of Bariatrics. Feel free to go on Facebook. You can find me there and ask me any questions that you want. Any tips or tricks and advice that you need, it's all going to be there as I start putting up my recipes for our healthy replacements to what we've had before. And of course, feel free to private message me if you would like to ask me any questions about your surgery, if you're thinking about having surgery, or you're going through it now, any stage, I am here for you to help you. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.